Welcome to the first episode of What John's Mad About. I'm John, obviously. I want to take a break from making Borderlands videos just for a while. Hopefully this will become a recurring series where I basically just piss him out about things that make me mad in the world. Before it gets started, I would like to remind everyone to leave a comment, tell me how to improve my videos. I'm always looking to improve myself, and a comment helps out a ton. Also be sure to leave a comment, tell me things that you're mad about, because I'm making these videos because it feels really relieving to just get all these things off my chest, and it also helps out when other people share the same things, share the same hatred towards, I guess. So if you leave a comment, I'll be sure to feature it in my next video of these, so just kind of help you guys out. Also be sure to check out my other channel, YC Games, and I hope you guys enjoy. Hey, that's it. One more thing, I almost forgot. In my other videos, I try to keep it fairly tame on the language. In videos like this, I will not hold back. I will say whatever I want. So, language discretion, I guess that's what you call it. Anyway, let's talk about what makes me really mad about Fortnite Save the World. First of all, the reason I have Saved the World is because about 3.5, 4 years ago-ish, I saw one of the first trailers for it, and I'm like, wow, that game looks amazing. I was really intrigued by it. And then I kept up with it for about a year, then I lost track of it, then I saw it on Walmart one day, and I just bought it. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, it's a disc, I am fucking pumped for this. Hell yes. So I bought it on the spot, and I downloaded it, and then I saw it was in early access, and I was confused by that, so I kind of looked it up a little bit after I already bought it. And turns out it's gonna be free sometime this year. I just paid 60 bucks on something I didn't have to pay anything for. That just makes me mad, first of all. And I realize it's my fault. I should have done the research first before I just spontaneously bought something. That is on me. But at the same time, why the fuck would you put something on the shelf that wasn't done yet? I realize lots of games have done that, and I guess it is good on them for actually saying that it's in early access instead of just putting it on the shelf and saying, hey, buy it, and then it's just broken as hell and you have to have 20 patches to even be playable. So I guess it's good on them for saying it's early access, but still, I'm 100% for early access, but keep that shit on Steam. You know, something that's either free or pay a couple bucks for, and it's more like a demo than anything else. Just to get some fan response, you know, some feedback. I get that. I like that. But why would you release something that's a $60 full price game, put it in discs, and put it on the shelf when it's still in early access? I don't know if this is like some kind of bold marketing strategy for them or what they're doing, but it pisses me right the fuck off. It's bullshit. It really is. And it makes me mad. Sorry, I'll try to keep that under control for the future. And the worst part is, it's a great game. When it shipped, it was ready to ship. There were some glitches here and there, and bugs and whatnot, but I don't see them very much anymore. They're still present, even though it's been out for however long now, and they've had lots of updates to it. But it was ready to ship. It was a full game. If they were to launch right there, still kept up the updates like they have been, it would have been just fine. It really confused me why they're still in early access. I get that they're probably trying to wait until they want it to be free, but it pisses me off because I really want to play this game with my friends, but why would I recommend it to them if it's going to be free sometime anyway? Why would I say, yeah, go out and pay 60 bucks or however much it is right now for something that's going to be free in maybe a month, maybe a week, who knows? And that just really makes me mad because I want to play this with friends. It's clearly meant to be played with friends. And one of my friends did buy it, and I play with him on occasion, and it's a lot of fun playing by yourself. You'll see later when I actually do defend, it's really tough defending by yourself. You need at least one more person to watch and to watch your back. And that'll become present if you haven't played the game. Also, I apologize if you haven't played this version of the game. I'm going to be talking about a lot of things that piss me off, and I won't have a lot of time to actually explain everything. If you want, I can make a video, I guess, explaining the basics of Save the World, so when it does become free, you're not completely lost like I was for quite a while playing it. It's really overwhelming, it's really confusing, which actually another complaint I have about it. I understand it now, and I guess if you want to make that video, so when it does become free and you jump into it, you're not completely lost, I guess leave that down in the comments. Anyway, moving on. it makes me so mad because playing with friends, it's a lot funner. Even that one friend I have, it's a lot funner playing with him than playing by myself. And it's a lot easier too. It's clearly meant to be played with at least one other friend, preferably 4. Or 3 friends, 4 total. Sorry. And that's not how it is. Because it's going to be free, why would I tell him, yeah, go buy that game when it's going to be free? That just make me a dick friend. Moving on from that, it also pisses me off how things are different between the Battle Royale mode and this mode. If you look when I'm not in the jetpack, or the hoverboard, sorry, I only have 3 weapon slots and abilities, which abilities is a whole other thing that I can get into probably in another video if I make it. But yeah, 3 weapon slots. Why can't we have 5 like the other ones? Also, the controls are different if you look. Instead of L1, R1 to switch between weapons, which is really nice in Battle Royale, you just have to tap triangle however many times, which I guess somewhat justifies the 3 weapons. But still, I'd much rather have 5 and have to tap triangle twice as much to get there. It makes me mad because I'm so used to when I switch between them, because I do switch between them fairly often. I'll be playing Battle Royale, you know, switch between them, and then switch to this, I'm using abilities instead of switching weapons. Or on the flip side, and this is what really pisses me off, I'll be playing this, you know, used to tapping triangle to switch weapons, go to Battle Royale, and then I'm just constantly switching between a pickaxe and my weapon instead of actually switching weapons. And in a fight, especially in Battle Royale, that screws you over, and then I'm fucked. It's annoying. And I realize that they did that so you can still include the abilities in this game, but I wish it would almost be a different button. Or you have to like hold, I don't know, hold square or whatever, and then you open like the ability wheel. I would rather have that, because switching weapons with L1 and R1 is a lot nicer once I got used to it in Battle Royale. It's a much nicer control scheme. I wish they would include it in here. Also, especially when building materials, same thing. When I'm in building, you gotta constantly tap triangle to go all the way around. If you're at floors and want to get walls, you gotta tap it 3 times to go around. And it's not as bad anymore, but especially when the game first launched, it would glitch out a lot, and if you tap it too fast, it wouldn't register, so you'd be stuck on God knows where and have to go through the cycle like 3 times if you're trying to do it fast. And you'll see in hectic situations later, you have to switch fast and build fast. Well, I guess in Battle Royale it's the same thing. You have to switch fast and you want to place what you want to place. So when that glitches out and won't register, it can screw you over. Not as bad as in Battle Royale, but it still pisses me off. Another thing, this game is a lot more of a grind than I expect it to be. Now I enjoy a good grind, obviously, because I like Borderlands. And I do enjoy this grind, it's not bad, but that really puts a lot of people off, because on the surface, it's a fun fort building game. You get to build a fort defending against zombies. And that's a lot of fun. But beyond that, when you go to all the characters, all the weapons, all the traps, it can be a lot of grinding. And loot boxes especially, oh my god. I don't like loot boxes. I don't know if I stressed that enough in the past. I'm not a huge fan. I'm okay if they're cosmetic stuff, but in this game, it really matters, because that's where you get all of your weapon schematics. By the way, you have to build weapons. That's another thing that kind of makes me mad. But to get the schematics to know how to build them, you have to get them in random drops, or some you get from like different events or story missions. I believe you give out some, but for the most part, especially the good ones, you get them just from random drops, which come frequently enough, and you spend V-Bucks to get them, or you get them from, like I said, the events or the whatever. But still, that randomized loot can get pretty annoying, and especially me, because I am terrible at random drop rates. My luck is absolutely atrocious in any game, including Borderlands. And it really does piss me off at times, because, like I said, my one friend did buy the game. He has probably more legendary weapons than I do in this right now. Not because he's played more, obviously, because I had the game longer and I've played more than him, but just because he got luckier. And I understand that luck can be a fun factor in games, but when it's that bad, it pisses me off. And I have legendary weapons, don't get me wrong. I'm happy with the weapons I have right now, but it took me longer to get there. And that really shouldn't happen. While we're on the subject of random drop rates, one of the biggest draws to actually buying the game early is you get founder packs, which every day you get a new founder's loot llama, which is their version of loot boxes. And that's where you get most of the good gear. So for a while I was okay with, okay, as long as we get this extra reward, maybe it's worth paying for the game. But they fucking ran out. Which, that's absolutely ridiculous. You want me to pay 60 bucks, a full price, for the price of a full price game, and my reward is I get essentially loot boxes. And yes, you get more for being a founder, as they call it, and actually paying for the game. But the biggest draw is those loot boxes, and they run out. I thought it'd be every single day I log in I get more, but no, I only got like, I don't even remember because I didn't even realize that they were limited until one day I logged in and it just said, oh, you're out, you have to upgrade your package to get more. Now that's just digging more into microtransactions, which is perfectly fine for a free-to-play game, and I know it's going to be free-to-play, but why are the people that paid full price? Why can't we get those loot boxes forever? And I don't really see that as unfair. Maybe tone it down a little bit because I did get really good loot from there. Turn it back a little bit, but still, if I'm paying 60 bucks for your fucking game, and basically that was just for an extra loot box boost, I want to know that, because I would never pay actual money for a loot box, and it kind of pisses me off that I was almost conned into doing so. And I realize it's not what actually happened, but still, it feels that way. And that's probably the biggest thing that pisses me off about this game, is that they fucking ran out. Also, if you play a game for its story and story alone, don't even try with this game. The story is terrible, and I realize that's not the main focus of the game. The main focus is the replayability. If you can come back to any zone, help out a friend, replay it for that grind. I get that. But they include a story, so I'm going to criticize it, because it's garbage. It's really just awkward jokes. They try to go for almost a Borderlands-y humor that's like somewhat cringy but still funny and makes you laugh and just it puts a smile on your face. This goes the complete opposite way. It turns the cringe factor to 100, and it's too cringy to actually be funny. And I personally don't like that. It was way too cringy for my liking, and the story itself was just boring. Another thing that just confuses the hell out of me is once you finish a mission, like, you get loot, but I am so confused as to how it works. It seems to be based off of like medals. Like, if you look on the right side of the screen, how I get a bronze medal if I finish it in 2 days. If I get under the building limit, I'll get a gold medal. It has something to do with that, but they seem completely randomized as to what they actually mean. I don't understand. And this is something I've kind of complained internally, at least, for a long time about this game. Is that, like, sometimes a silver medal will get me, like, a full chest advance, and then a platinum medal will give me, like, a tiny bar. And I realize that doesn't make a lot of sense if you haven't played the game. I might make that video kind of explaining everything about this. Anyway, it's just such a confusing system for finishing a mission. I really don't understand it, and it doesn't have to be that way. It can be just as simple as like a point system almost. And that's probably what they go off of, but it's not clear or present. So I don't get it, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that's confused about this. If you played the game, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about, and if you know how they did it, please explain to me, because I really would like to know. I don't understand it. In the video, I cut to when I actually started to defend the objective, just so you can actually understand what I mean when I said it's a lot easier with a partner. That's all I have to complain about this. I mean, obviously there's a lot more to complain about. How I could talk about how the ridiculous, weird materials you need to craft guns and traps and stuff. The incredibly overpowered mist monsters that kind of randomly appear, like the one I just killed. they're not. It's not overpowered, but that beam attack, if it would have hit me, it does so much damage. It's absolutely ridiculous. But again, I realize that you probably haven't actually played the game. So yeah, that about does it for this episode. If you'd like to see more like this, leave a comment. If there's anything that you are personally mad about, it doesn't have to be about video games. My next episode will probably be about when I worked at Party City, because a lot about that job pissed me off. Be sure to leave in a comment just anything that makes you mad. As always, be sure to leave a comment telling me how to improve. Always looking for improvement. Those comments help out a ton. I realized that in this video I kind of rambled on a lot and slurred on my words because I didn't go through and edit very much, or stop and reset. And I apologize for that, but I just want to get this out there while I'm still really mad about it. This is probably one of the more tamer ones that there'll be. Next time I do it, when I talk about Party City, I will probably be a lot more pissed off because there's a lot more I'm mad about that job. Yeah, that's about it. Be sure to check out my other channel, YC Games, and hopefully see you in the next one.